500 cold DMs a day, 11 qualified meetings, and it just takes 20 minutes of my time. Here is how I rebuilt Charlie Morgan's entire cold DM system using the power of AI. And here is why, according to Charlie Morgan, why most cold DMs fail. It's not a copywriting problem, it is a psychology problem. And he says appointment booking is applied psychology, not a discipline. I mean, it's a numbers game, yeah, but if you don't apply psychology and if your frameworks are not great, then no AI will help you. So the most important thing is data, data, and data. If you can track what data you have, how much responses you have, then you're the king and you'll succeed with cold DMs. Most send 50 to 100 per week. You need to send 500 per day to hit at least 3 to 5 booked meetings. And here are the steps to his so-called DM sorcery system. And here is the first one. It is a source. You need to get an ICP list. What I prefer to do is scrape, for example, my competitors' followers so that I can reach out to them, or someone who commented on a competitor's video. That's for Instagram. For LinkedIn, you can scrape many different people too. Facebook, TikTok, and School, they're all the same. And this School, this should be with a K. Yeah. So, qualifying is the second part. You need to check the quality, their profile. Does it match your ICP? And if yes, then you need to personalize the first line and the opener. It needs to be an observation about them. It should be a compliment, not a generic template. Then we need a curiosity hook. You need an epistemic curiosity gap. Tease outcome and withhold the mechanism. That is for you to reveal later on. And then when you get the response, you need a permission to close them. Would it be okay if I send you a quick loom? And this is very respectable to ask them. And here is how to rebuild it with AI, because yeah, that's good. I mean, you can watch it from Charlie Morgan's flow, but here is where the sauce comes in. How to rebuild it with AI. You can use just your agents and it is more than enough. The first one sources your leads and personalizes the messages after it qualifies the leads that it finds. That costs you almost nothing. This whole thing can be run on a subscription of an AI subscription that is $100 a month or even less. Agent 2 is the setter. It sends a DM, it tracks replies, follows up if it doesn't get a response, and closes the clients on the call, gets them on a call basically. The math, Charlie's numbers, and AI execution. Manual DM outreach equals 5 to 7 hours a day of writing, sending, and following up with people. If you have ever done cold outreach, then you know that it's a total headache. If it is AI run, then it takes 20 minutes per day for you to just review and approve the batches of DMs. 500 DMs a day times 5 platforms equals Charlie's golden standard volume. And that is 3 to 5 qualified appointments per day per platform. And that equals 15 to 25 calls per week. Of course, these are numbers that are more scaled and that Charlie Morgan has applied to himself. But even if you do 5 times less, which is 100 DMs per day, it will take you even less time, and it will get you again 1 to 3 qualified appointments per day per platform. A 20% close rate, because the close rate for cold DMs is a little bit lower than when you have warm leads. And let's say it's 20%, then you have 3 to 5 clients per week, high ticket clients from cold DMs alone. And here's a proof stack from Charlie Morgan. He has generated 4,300 qualified calls in 12 months, 75 show rate, and that is 3,000 calls. 600 clients signed per year, which is 50 per month. And he also has a guarantee and a really good offer, which is part of actually making this work. And so let's take a look at what makes this possible. Because yeah, you can build two agents, but it's not the whole thing. It's not the whole picture. Agents are just a small part of it. What I have built for myself and built for clients is called a founder operating system. It is basically an AI OS which consists of three layers. You have the context, which is the business brain, everything that your AI agents need to know about you. Then you have the data, everything that has happened. For our case, that is all the DMs that have been sent. Because you can tell Claude or any other AI to write you an opener, but that won't convert. No way it will. What will convert though is if you have a proven framework, just like Charlie Morgan's one. And when you take that proven framework, of course it will not work the first time. But when you do volume and you have data on all of them, you can track and make it better and better over time. And the beauty of it is AI does it for you. And the function is basically the agents and whatever they do, whatever their role is in your business. So, as I said, the context is the business brain. It is loaded into every single task the AI agents complete automatically. It is your offer, your voice, your values, your ICP, and also other stuff. You can have it business and content strategy and positioning. The next layer is the data. Here we feed everything that has ever happened in your business. As I said, all the cold DMs, the response rates, all the data, it is shown in one dashboard. It can be call transcripts, it can be SOPs. As we said, it can be the DMs that you sent, it can be the emails, a list database, content and performance data, financials. Everything is in one company database that is never ever lost. You can have all these platforms pull into one place automatically. You don't touch a single thing. You don't need to copy and paste. Everything happens programmatically. And when you have that, you're unlocking the most sexy part, obviously, the function. And these are the 7 agents that I like to run in my own operating system. Same OS, same 7 agents. The cold DM machine is just 2 of them. So here's what I have for myself. You have the boss, the coordinator, who is looking at everything. He's looking at how to separate the tasks between the different workers. You can have a content agent, an analyst agent that tracks how the system is going, what to improve in it. Sourcing and personalization, that is for cold DMs. This is a VA, a delivery agent, and a setter and follow-up agent. Why it has to be one system when you can just build them just as single Claude sessions that you can just open up on your laptop and say, yeah, reach out to this guy and do this. Well, an agent with no context is something that gives you generic outputs because you have to understand this. AI agents are trained on the data that is on the internet, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, not enough to close clients and to write winner scripts. An automation with no memory breaks the momentum when something changes. Only context plus data plus function together actually run a business. Agents alone or simple automations in NA10 won't get you anywhere sustainable. What else my system runs, you might ask? Well, it runs my content. This whole board was generated using one AI agent. But why is it so good? Because it has context and it has data. It has been trained on other YouTubers who use my robots. It has also been trained on my previous videos and it talks in my own voice. Client onboarding. As soon as a client comes in through the door, I close them. My AI talks to them in WhatsApp, asks them questions, and also it talks to them, asks them questions, and at the same time, it just keeps a good relationship. Hiring, if I need to hire a video editor, it will go and find some for me and get them on interviews or interview them for me. That is very easy. Service delivery. When I sign a client, the way for me to build this system and also all these other ones is to just tell the service delivery agent to set up the foundation. What it will do is give us a template, then it will ask the questions. It will ask my client about the context in WhatsApp and they need to respond to me, and that agent will automatically feed the system. Reporting every morning, I wake up, to a detailed report of what happened overnight because my agents don't sleep. Unlike me, they work all night and they are running on a loop so that they can complete things while I'm asleep, so that when I wake up, I can just get right into work and start crushing it. So, with that being said, if you would like this system built for your business and your first agent's taking only one afternoon to set up, start with one agent. Save 4 hours a day immediately. That is the first step you can take. The context and the data you can set up later. But when you see that value, you can just keep on going. Book a free audit call with the link below where I will show you exactly how to build that. Or if I see that you're a fit, we can even work together. But I just want to mention that this is a no pressure call. I'll give you templates, I'll give you a roadmap on what to build and what to first automate in your business. And with that being said, thank you for watching the video and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.